guys, I'm filming on top of my shed roof again because I've just been on like a 2-week-long staycation with our family here, and there's tons of people. You can probably hear a little boy in the back, that's my nephew. We're doing our first Q&A. It's a lot art themed. Before I start this, I just want to preface this with saying a lot of the questions that I got from here I actually answered in 2 of my other videos. One, I would really highly suggest you go check out Artist Problems Part 2. I talk about things like how to work with artist block, how to earn more money as an artist. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, where can you buy my art from? I have a website, it's robinclontz.com. I always leave the link down in my description below. It will also be there. You can see my work from the years 2013 through 2016, my current stuff that's in my shop. There's pieces for purchase, and then there's also a contact form on there if you ever want to send me an email. I do commissions, and you could get a custom piece, or you could just get a piece that I have on there. Okay, tips to improve business. Artist Problems Part 2, go see it. But just really quickly, a lot of what I say is put yourself out there in every possible means, online and in person. Get yourself involved with a lot of different social media and with a lot of different types of groups and solo shows, working with different galleries, different outdoor shows. Just put yourself out there as much as possible. The biggest thing that I like from what I said in my Artist Problems discussion was, people don't know you exist, they cannot buy your work. So you really need to get yourself out there so people know you're there and can see your stuff and like your stuff and buy it. So make sure people know you exist. Okay, what platform did I first sell on? Basically, my first sale ever was at a group show. In my school, which someone else asked about. I didn't go to specifically an art school. I went to Brigham Young University in Utah. I did do their art program there. I was in the studio art program. It was very conceptual. They gave you a lot of freedom and play. I was the most traditional painter in my program. So yeah, my first sale was at BYU. I think an alumni bought my first painting. It was out of a group show. And then from there, my next sales were at my solo show at the end when I was graduating. I sold a bunch of pieces. The way I advertised for that was I made a Facebook page. And I said I'm selling all of my undergraduate work and work from my solo show for cheap on here. I just want to clear it out since I'm graduating, and actually a lot of people bought paintings. After that, I made it my first Etsy shop, and I started selling on there and through outdoor art shows locally in the community. And then now I've switched to my own website, and I do outdoor shows. I have an outdoor show coming up this weekend with Gallery North, and I also sell. Randomly, I've been doing group shows through different galleries locally in the community, and I've sold a couple paintings through that, and I have work on display at my brother-in-law's restaurant, and I sold paintings out of there as well. So I'm selling paintings out of a few different locations, which once again goes back to making sure people know you exist. The more places you're in, the more people you're going to be able to have your paintings get exposed to. Next, for my lighting kit, it is called, I'm going to say it wrong, the Andor Studio Light Kit. I got it on eBay. Mine was $77. I think it's up to $87 now. Anyways, it's really nice. It looks super professional. Also, I photograph in natural daylight a lot, especially if it's overcast so you're not getting a glare on your paintings. If you don't have studio lights, I would suggest you just take your pictures in natural daylight. How do you start to believe in your skills as a way to live? You need to have confidence that you're going to have the motivation to push yourself and work just as hard as if you had someone over you holding you accountable for the work that you did. There's definitely be ebbs and flows in your sales, and it takes a while to build up. You don't become a professional artist who's making a livable wage overnight, me included. Being an entrepreneur or a self-starter, learning a trade, it's not for everyone. So do what makes you happy. Figure out, like, is this something, there's different risks and hard things or good things involved with whatever you do. You just have to figure out what the right mix is for you. Being an artist is a lot of hard work. It's not just painting or drawing in the studio. It's a lot of business type things, which can be very taxing, or it can be very different from your personality. If you're not ready to self-promote a ton, that might be hard for you. tracing. Is it cheating or not? No, definitely not. Someone said that they end up wasting a ton of time looking for reference photos. I had the exact same problem earlier when I first moved out here. I think it's super important that you stock up on images, take parts of paintings, take parts of different people's photos, take your own photos, mash it all together however you want. Make sure you have a good stockpile of ideas and images, and then that will really help with your artist block. How do you deal with artist block? I talked about it in a previous video, but I will say I got some amazing tips on my Instagram. If you want to go look at these pieces of advice, it's the comment thread on this photo on my Instagram page. My Instagram is Robin Klontz Art. My very favorite ones were the ones that said to take a few days off of work, which is what I did. I just stopped painting for like 3 days. I just did stuff with my family. I went to Jersey Shore. I took reference photos. I just got rejuvenated. I liked TM Geikli's advice to take a day or two off and don't even think about art or do something you enjoy other than painting. Okay, my love for waves is a result of watching Bob Ross. No, it's not. I actually only watched my first episode of Bob Ross like a year ago as an adult. But I think he's really awesome. Other people asked about painting waves. I did a video on this also. Why do I paint? I think that's what it's called. I talked about in that video how I paint waves kind of as a way to honor my dad because my dad brought us up on the water and it helps me feel connected to him. They asked though, do you think you will always want to honor your dad's memory through your art? I do already think that the art I make is less attached to my dad than it used to be. I definitely got into painting waves at first and landscape as a way to feel connected to my dad, but I'm coping much better with my dad being gone now, and now I kind of just make art because it's beautiful, the scenes that I'm able to go into to get inspiration. I could definitely see myself being at the beginning of a new stage of making things. I want to make more art that is just for fun, that doesn't have to be perfect because I'm kind of a perfectionist sometimes. I think I'm going to do more of that, and that may end up changing what I paint. Who is my biggest inspiration? Well, actually probably Raw Alignment. That's a YouTuber on here. She's a life coach, and she's been really inspiring me to just be more self-reflective. I know you're probably asking artistically who's a huge inspiration for me. If you're interested, I'll also leave the link below to my Pinterest. I have my art inspiration boards from different years, including 2016. So you can check that out in the link below. Another big inspiration to me is actually Chip and Joanna Gaines from the show Fixer Upper. I just love their family and their life and how they're so fun and they joke a lot and they're happy and they do what they love. I think big people that inspire me actually too, that both of those people have in common are people who are self-starters and who decide to pursue what they love and take a risk. That's a huge inspiration to me actually right now, is kind of like entrepreneurial type people. Yeah. A few people asked if I paint from life or do plein air painting. Not very often. It's something I think I would learn a lot from and I should do, and for some reason I always push it off. Like Joseph Raboli is a huge inspiration to me. He did massive amounts of plein air painting, and his understanding of light just like blows me out of the water. It's something I think you can really only get from painting outside. But like I said, I'm bad about doing it. It's something I need to do more. People ask me a lot how long I've been painting for. This is kind of a question that doesn't have a really definitive answer. It's something where my mom was always interested in art and she always did art with me growing up. And when I got to be in high school, I had a teacher who pushed me to be less, I was more like doodly, and she pushed me to be more realistic, and that actually was what I needed to get better because it gave me a new challenge. Like I could doodle whatever and I didn't really have a standard that I was trying to meet, but once I was trying to be realistic with my paintings or drawings, then, you know, that pushed me to work really hard, and it took it to a new level. Dang it, it's raining a lot. Oil painting medium, yes. Excuse me. I love liquid. I can't use oil paints without it. I just don't know how. It really smooths out the paint and it makes it so it just like glides across your surface. I love liquid. Thoughts on selling originals and prints? Oh my gosh, my cat just came up here. He scared the crap out of me. Oh, that scared me so bad. Yeah, I actually would like, I don't sell prints. I'd like to get into it. Really, it's just like me, my head being in a million places and not taking the time to figure out prints. or else I would do it. If someone also asked if how we kind of take care of ourselves financially, if I have a side job or if I make all of my money off of art. Right now I do not have a side job. I'm not making a totally sustainable income from that. Basically the way we're making it work is before we moved out here, I was working as a teacher, an art teacher. My husband Kyler and I are really good savers, so we had a lot of savings when we moved out here. I probably made $1,000 last month and the month before off of art. So it's not enough to get by on for sure. My husband also works. My husband's doing pretty well right now as an oysterer, which is awesome. We don't need much. Like, our living expenses aren't very high. Just as a B. Me and my husband are both very supportive of each other, kind of following our dreams, and we just kind of, take turns and figure out what works for us. I recognize that I'm extremely fortunate and blessed to be in the living situation that I have. I think it's really important to both of us that we find our dream jobs and make our dream life. Okay, the last question I'll answer is, what things do I do other than art? I don't know. I actually spend a ton of time doing work lately. I love YouTube right now, so filming and editing videos is really fun for me. I hang out with family, I play with my pets. I'll go out and just hang out with my chickens and feed them rice and try to get them to love me. We have the water right next to our house, which is super nice, and I love being on the water. I actually really like getting rid of things. I enjoy it a lot. I like organizing things and minimizing my life. Oh, I've really been liking Bachelor in Paradise. I watched that. It's kind of trashy, but I guess that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am so grateful for those who submitted questions. I was afraid that I wasn't getting any questions and it was going to be really embarrassing. If you guys have more questions though and I didn't catch yours, please comment down below and I will respond to all of the comments that I get on this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Oh, also hit subscribe if you like me. Thanks.